שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נכלאותה, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד.
Yai-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yai-dai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yallai-yallai-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yai-dai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, 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 yallai-dee-dee-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, 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 yallai-dee-dee-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yai-da-dee-dee-dai-da-dai, yallai-da-dai-dai-da-dai, yallai-da-dai-dai-dai, yallai-da-dai-dai-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-da-dai, yallai-da-dai-dai-dai, 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 yallai-dee-dee-dai-da-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yallai-da-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yai-da-dee-dee-dai-da-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yallai-da-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yai-da-dee-dee-dai-da-dai, yallai-da-dai-dai-dai, 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 yallai-dee-dee-dai-da-dai, yallai-da-dai-dai-dai, 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 yallai-dee-dee-dai-da-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yallai-da-dai, yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai.
Lila's words are really hard. You can do it though.
Yallai-dee-dee-dai-dai, yallai-dee-dai-dai, 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 yallai-dee-dai-dai.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
In this week's Torah portion of Ki Tisa, Moses comes down from Mount Sinai after receiving the second set of tablets. And the Torah tells us something strange. It says, Karan or Panav, the skin of his face was shining. The Hebrew word there, Karan, is a fascinating one. It can mean rays of light, but it comes from the same root as the word Keren, which can also mean a horn. That little ambiguity actually led to centuries of art depicting Moses and Jews with horns instead of light. But the Torah's image of light is far more powerful. Moses' face shines not at the moment of revelation, But after everything has fallen apart, after the golden calf, after the shattered tablets, after Moses wrestles with God and climbs the mountain again, the light appears after the rupture. Tonight, as we welcome Shabbat, we bring the fullness of this week with us. The moments that were joyful, the moments that were difficult, the moments that are still unresolved. And still, we light. Because Judaism teaches that even after the hardest moments, light can emerge again. So I now invite Michelle Mungia to light these Shabbat candles, starting us off with our intention on page 3.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need and all who bring offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, love, and peace.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, Shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. We continue with Kabbalat Shabbat, welcoming Shabbat into our midst as we sing together on page 22. We sing together from Psalm 92, Tov Lehodot, which begins on the 3rd line of Hebrew.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatcha balelot. Lehagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatcha balelot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatcha balelot. Lehagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatcha balelot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon.
We turn back 2 pages to page 20 and 21 as we join together in Lechato D. We'll join together, of course, in our chorus at the top, and in between, we will do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we reach that 9th verse, Bo'eva Shalom, we will rise, facing the real entrance to our sanctuary, beckoning that Shabbat spirit towards us, getting ready for the Shabbat. We've been leading up to it, but the end of Kabbalat Shabbat gives us that moment to say Shabbat is here. So we bring it closer with our voices, with our smiles, with our love, with our clapping. And whether you are here in the Wolf Sanctuary or you're joining us on live stream, bring that Shabbat spirit close to you. We join together, page 20.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוך סוף מעשה, במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קום יורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Turn to those around you, wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Let them know you are glad they are here. All right, we're going to continue on page 26 with Chatzi Kaddish as we remain standing through Shema.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי ואמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
We continue together, Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah potech sha'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakira kirtsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid imloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. On page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך, בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue responsively on page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace.
Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. With page 40, Micha Mocha.
Yallai, ay, di-di-di, di-di-di, yallai, nay, yallai, ay, di-di-di, di-di-di, yallai, nay, ay, ay, da-da-lai, ay, di-di-di, yallai, nay, ay, ay, da-da-lai, ay, di-di-di, da-nay, nay, mi, kamocha, bainim, Adonai, mi, kamocha nedar bakodesh, norati loro sefele, norati loro sefele, malechutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, זה אלי אנו ואמרו אדוני לו לעולם ועד יאללה דידידי דידידי דנאי נאי יאללה דידידי דידידי דנאי נאי נאי דנאי דידידי דנאי נאי Hi da da la da di di da da la na venemar ki fadaronai et Yaakov ugalo miad chazak mimenu baruch ata Adonai gal Yisrael.
Amen. We continue on page 43 at the top together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We continue on page 44, singing Vishamru, recognizing the amazingness that the 24 hours of Shabbat bring to us each week. Sometimes we need that reminder. So let this be that reminder.
Veshameru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, lasot et השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
Now that you've had that reminder, we continue with our service on page 46 as we rise together for the Amidah.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la dum. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekone Hakol, Vezocher Chaste Avot Vimahot, Umevi Geula Livnei Vnehem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol ata rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishene afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lechayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Ukdoshim bechol yom yahalelucha selah, Baruch ata Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You may be seated. We continue at the top of page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Together on the bottom of page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levarecha be'ira na'avod. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. On page 60, we join together singing Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Tonight, we get to celebrate a birthday. Come on up, Rob. It's you. You know it's you, Rob. Come on up. It's your birthday blessing. You knew you were getting this today, right? I hope so. Okay, milestone birthday. I'm going to invite you to rise as I open the ark to bless Rob for his 50th birthday in front of the ark. You knew it was happening, right? You knew it was happening. Okay. And you're going to also have your order of service because the Shehechianu is on it so that you can join with. but you get to stand right in front and look at Torah. I'm in the middle, but Torah really, okay. In Pirkei Avot, we are taught at 50 comes counsel. Our tradition recognizes that reaching 50 is not simply about the number of years lived, but about the experience, perspective, and wisdom gathered along the way. Rob, as you mark this milestone birthday, may the years ahead bring continued health, joy, and many opportunities to share your insight and presence with those around you, including your wife Amanda and your kids. And we want to join with you to think about how every year brings more and more blessings, and every milestone reminds us to pause and give thanks. May the Holy One bless you with orech yamim, length of days, along with strength, peace, and much to celebrate in the years ahead. And as we mark this milestone together, let us offer the blessing our tradition gives for reaching a sacred moment in time. So everyone join me in Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu, lazman hazeh. Amen and happy birthday. You may be seated. As we go from blessing to blessing, we think of those who are in need of a milestone birthday blessing, those who are in need of some happy moments, those who are in need of healing of mind, of body, and of spirit. We take a moment looking at the names on your order of service and those that are in your hearts as you whisper their names out loud. The words on Misha Berach can be found on page 253.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mikol habracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Amen. Also on your order of service is our prayer for peace between Israel and its neighbors. I invite you to join along with me as we rise as one community. Rock and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, the dawning of our redemption. Shield it with your compassion and spread over it the sukkah of your shalom. Compel its leaders to act for the good of all who dwell in your holy land. Grant them sound minds, courageous hearts, and compassionate souls. May they work tirelessly to do what is needed to move from ceasefire to sustainable peace. May they invest in a future that brings blessing to us all. Master of compassion, bring security and sustenance to all those who are vulnerable. Comfort all who are displaced and suffering. Protect the innocent wherever they may be, and may we never lose sight of their humanity and the spark of God's presence in every human being. Healer of the brokenhearted and binder of our wounds, Uproot the hatred, animosity, and distrust of all those who would do harm and replace them with love and kinship, so that all the peoples who dwell in your holy land find safety and security, quiet and contentment, and an abundance of everlasting peace. Amen. You may be seated. We take a moment now for our own silent prayers.
אלוהי נצור לשוני מהרה ושפתי מדבר מרמה ולמקל אלי נפשי תדום ונפשי כעפר כל תהיה פתח ליבי בתורתך ובמצוותיך תרדוף נפשי וכל החושבים עלי רעה מהרה הפר עצתם וקלקל מה חשבתם יהיו לרצון נמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך יצורי וגואלי יצורי וגואלי עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל.
This week, I didn't really want to write a sermon. I couldn't think about what to say, and it felt empty, and it felt deflating. You see, every time I sit down to write a sermon these days, it feels like I'm writing about disagreement in our society, and I feel a little tired before I even begin. Not because I don't care about the topic, but because I feel that I have given this sermon before. Many times before. The sermon about polarization, the sermon about listening to one another, the sermon about how disagreement should not end relationships. And every time I start writing it again, a small voice in my head, maybe a little larger than small, wonders, is anyone actually listening? Because the world keeps moving in the opposite direction. People block each other, families stop speaking, conversations end before they even begin. Disagreement becomes exile. And if I'm honest, the reality feels exhausting. But this week, I realized something. The hardest disagreements we face are not always with other people. Sometimes they are inside ourselves. A colleague of mine, Rabbi Asher Knight, wrote something this week that captured that feeling and my feelings very well. Reflecting on the death of Khamenei, he said that he found himself holding two truths at once: relief that someone responsible for immense suffering no longer holds power, and apprehension about what comes next. And those two truths sit side by side. And that tension can be deeply uncomfortable. Relief and discomfort about that feeling of relief. But Judaism does not force us to flatten those feelings into one simple answer. Instead, Judaism invites us to wrestle with them. Judaism has always been comfortable with that language. After all, the name of our people is Yisrael, which means the one who wrestles with God. Our very identity as a people is rooted in struggle, is questioning, is in refusing to walk away from the difficult conversation. And that kind of wrestling is the heart of this week's Torah portion, Ki Tisa. The Israelites panic when Moses does not return from Mount Sinai. For 40 days, Moses has been gone. No leader, no clear direction. The mountains that once thundered with revelation is now silent. And fear fills the vacuum. The people gather around Aaron and demand something visible, something stable, something they can point to and say, this is what will guide us. So they build the golden calf. When Moses finally descends the mountain and sees what has happened, he does not respond calmly. He shatters the tablets, the very stones that God had written upon. It is one of the most dramatic moments in the entire Torah. The covenant that had just been given is lying in pieces at the foot of the mountain. Everything feels broken. God is furious, Moses is furious, the covenant itself seems to be unraveling. But the story does not end there. Moses does something remarkable. He argues with God. He refuses to abandon the people. He climbs the mountain again. And when he finally comes back down, the Torah tells us something strange. Moses' face is shining. Not because everything has become simple, not because the people suddenly agree about everything. The Torah even tells us that Moses himself does not realize it at first. Others have to point out that his face is shining. The rabbis wondered about this shining face. Some commentators suggested that the radiance reflected what had happened to Moses in that second encounter with God. After the anger, after the broken tablets, after the fear that everything might fall apart, Moses returned to the mountain and stood again in the presence of the divine. And that encounter changed him. The struggle itself left its mark. His face shone not because the conflict disappeared. His face shone because he stayed in it. That is the lesson that feels the most important right now. Our tradition has never tried to eliminate disagreement. Open almost any page of Jewish text, anywhere, any book, any language, and you will see argument, layered upon argument upon argument. The rabbis preserved majority opinions and minority opinions. Later generations argued with them. Sometimes, centuries later, someone returned to a view that had once been rejected and said, maybe they were onto something. Judaism did not erase those voices at that moment. It preserved them for all eternity. In fact, the rabbis taught something remarkable about disagreement. In the Talmud, describing the debates between the schools of Hillel and Shammai, our most famous schools, they say, Elu ve'elu divrei Elohim chayim. These and these are the words of the living God. Two opposing opinions, both part of the living truth. And the rabbis add something else in Pirkei Avot, the ethics of the fathers. They teach that there are arguments that endure and arguments that do not. An argument for the sake of heaven endures. An argument not for the sake of heaven does not endure. The example they give of an argument for the sake of heaven, the debates between Hillel and Shammai. In other words, Judaism does not fear disagreement, but it does ask something about how we disagree. Because Judaism understands something that our society, all of us in this room, frequently forget. Disagreement is not the danger. Disagreement has always existed in families, in communities, in the pages of our sacred texts. The danger is when disagreement turns into exile, when the argument becomes more important than the relationship, when we decide that the other person is no longer someone we are willing to remain connected to. Judaism asks something much harder. It asks us to live inside disagreement without destroying one another or destroying ourselves. That is what Moses' shining face represents. A person who stayed in the wrestling long enough to be changed by it. Someone who climbed the mountain again even when he was exhausted. So the question this Torah portion leaves us with is not how to eliminate disagreement. Perhaps the question is this: how do we stay in the disagreement? The questions that follow are these: how do we argue without abandoning one another? How do we wrestle with our own complicated feelings without hardening our hearts? How do we keep climbing the mountain repeatedly when we are beyond exhausted? And how might we do that in a way that allows our own faces to shine? Because the truth is that the world does not change all at once. I know, shocking information. It changes by conversation, by conversation, by conversation, relationship by relationship by relationship, choice by choice by choice. Every time we stay in a difficult conversation instead of walking away, every time we allow someone else's humanity to remain visible, even when we strongly disagree, every time we wrestle honestly with the tensions inside our own hearts, those are the moments when something in us begins to shift. Those are the moments when the work of Torah is still alive. And without even realizing it, those are the moments when our own faces begin to shine. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with our concluding prayers. Aleinu begins on page 283. I invite you to please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לאחד את שמו, וגורלנו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. As we turn to our memorial meditation on page 289, we note with sadness the death of longtime Temple Beth-El member Richard Goldsmith, husband of Tony Goldsmith, father of Ruth Goldsmith and Joan Goldsmith and Ori Barak, uncle of Temple Beth-El members Dr. Madeline Reichert Zachary and Dr. Robert Zachary, great uncle of J. Vargas Zachary and Pat Vargas Zachary. We also note with sadness the death of longtime Temple Beth-El member Stanley Sherman, husband of Margie Sherman, father of Temple Beth-El members Zachary and Carla Sherman and Eileen and Adam Bauman, grandfather of Samuel and Amber Sherman, Jackie Sherman, Jagger Sherman, Journey Sherman, Sydney and Michael Shapiro, and Spencer Bowman. Our memorial meditation by Rabbi Chaim Stern. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. Our thoughts turn now to those in our community and extended community. As we mark their yard sites, we remember them. Nelson T. Alter, Richard Appel, Edna Shermack Baruch, Ann Baskin, Caroline Strauss Bodenheimer, Dr. Howard Britton, Anita Crystal Buckbinder, Philip Cooper, Joe Davis, M. Leo Dubinsky, Nathan Eisenberg, Felice Evans, Lawrence Fetterman, Cheryl Fisher, Charlotte Cushman Friedberg, Stanley Friedman, Janet Gindler Jameson, Irving Gindy, Herbert Given, Marilyn Goldberg, Sam Goldman, Alan Greenberg, Lois Harris, Sue Holland, William Horowitz, Dr. John Huff, Pat Jackson, Ruth Joseph, Jerry Kelfer, Margot Kempler, Jerome Kerman, Charlotte Kish, Morris Klein, Major General Retired Stanley Kolodny, Alphonse Krawitz, Naomi Lieberman Lauderstein, Betty Lieberman, Michael Markey, Dorothy Marks, Bertha Feldman Moss, J. Romulo Munguia, Esther Nichols, Molly Perchikoff, Donald Plotnick, William Podorzer, Fanny Pollock, Tobias Rakobi, Joan Reichert, Richard Rice, Tilly Ricklin, Gerald Rabinowitz, Edward H. Robinson, Goldie S. Rosenbaum, Belle Rosenberg, Jacob Rosenberg, Rose Rubin, Shirley Evans Shafir, Sylvia Schulman, Joseph Shanfield, Nancy Belden Sherman, Donald Smallwood, Helen Nevello Stein, Leo Sussman, Clifford Temple, Ermila Tammy, Bernard Truhaft, David B. Vinson III, Mamie Ray Washer, Charlotte Sherry Wolf, Frederica Wolf, and Ralph Zork. To these names, we add the names of those who've been laid to their eternal rest this past month, whose family and friends are in a mourning period of Shloshim. We remember Saul Blinder, Edward Lee Block, Graciela Lopez, and Alan Weinblatt. We also think of two who were laid to their eternal rest this past week, whose family and friends are in a mourning period of Shiva. We remember Felice Feldman, wife of Peter Feldman, mother of Jackie and Simeon Smilak, grandmother of Samuel, sister of Linda and Jerry Himmelstein, aunt of Abram and Jenna, great aunt of Simone, Iris and Jade. We also remember Rita Rosalie Newell, mother of Stephen Newell and Charles Coleman, and Shelley Newell, grandmother of Gabrielle and Weston, great-grandmother of Emerald, Kaysen, and Xander. To all of these names, we add those which are in our hearts each and every day as we rise together as one community for Kaddish Yatom on page 294. Yitzgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach yerute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'yizman kariv imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'elam ulmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, u'ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all the world, to which we say, Amen. You may be seated. It is my honor to call forward Mark Eichelbaum, President of our Board of Trustees, to deliver tonight's announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. I know those of you that were here last week are disappointed that it's me and not my daughter, but
No.
sorry. I understand. I'd rather her be here too. Welcome. I'm glad you could join us here in the Wolf Sanctuary or from your own sacred space. Tonight we thank Sisterhood for sponsoring our pre-Shabbat Oneg, as well as Michelle for lighting our Shabbat candles. I'd also like to thank Terry and Linda for welcoming us tonight as our greeters and ushers. And a special thanks to Michael Seidel and Mark for your wonderful and inspiring music. Thank you. And Mazel Tov to Rob on your very special birthday. Here are details and things to know about some of the exciting events happening next week and beyond. Join us March 20th through the 22nd for Paper Midrash, a weekend experience blending Jewish text study with bold visual art. Led by artist and rabbi duo Isaac and Rabbi Shauna Bringigard Bialik.
Wow, way to go. That was great.
Megan couldn't do that, see? This hands-on program explores Torah through contemporary stories, from comics to pop culture, using teaching, live art, and conversation to uncover fresh perspectives on sacred text. Now that we're past Purim, here comes that other P holiday, Passover. Join the Women's Seder on March 26th at 6 p.m. here at Temple Beth-El. Through a feminist lens, we will explore themes of liberation, resilience, and justice, drawing from both ancient texts and contemporary voices. The Seder will feature a specially curated Haggadah, uplifting music, engaging discussions, a delicious catered meal by Go Johnny Go, and ritual innovations that honor women's experiences in the Exodus story and beyond. Register by Sunday, March 15th to secure your seat, because unfortunately, we won't be able to accommodate walk-ins, so make sure you register today. And our men's Seder will also be March 26th at 6 p.m., but that's being held at the barn door. Join Temple Beth-El Brotherhood for a unique and meaningful men's Passover Seder. This inclusive gathering offers an opportunity to explore themes of freedom, responsibility, and community through a lens that speaks to men's experiences and challenges of today. All children and grandchildren, 3rd grade and older, are encouraged to participate in this evening of reflection and camaraderie led by David Rubenstein. You can find more information and registration links for these and so many other exciting things on our website or in those weekly announcements which arrive in your inbox around 4 p.m. every Thursday. We look forward to your participation in these community building opportunities. Shabbat Shalom.
That's fine. It's always fun. We join together for our closing song, Osei Shalom. It is the last 3 lines in Hebrew on 294, the last page your book was open to, and we invite you to rise, joining with us.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, די 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 די, יאללה לה לה לה, די 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 די, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן.
Shabbat Shalom.